What's up, guys? TC here, and today I wanted to cover a topic on food. I know that Starbound has some very interesting mechanics, and I know food is kind of a weird spot. It's not quite mandatory, as you don't have a hunger bar, but there's really no way to get some of the effects that it offers. So I wanted to figure out which foods would be best for which type of task. And I kind of narrowed it down into three different categories. You have exploration, battling, and caving. Exploration, those people that hop down the planet, skim the surface. Battling is what you think of, high health, increased attack, defenses. And caving, things that increase your jump, reduce fall damage, anything that might be useful in a cave. And so I've managed to narrow it down to three different foods for three different aspects. And so the first one we're going to pull up here is fruit salad, tropical punch, and alien fruit jam. So let me pull up the different ingredients here. So there we go. So if you look on the left of the screen, you'll see the different ingredients for the different foods, and you'll also see the different effects for each one. So if you see, the fruit salad these are all pretty easy to get foods. The fruit salad is grapes, kiwi, banana, and pineapple, and it gives you quite a lot. It gives you run boost and jump boost, it's a 25% increase on both, for 2 minutes, which is really nice. It also gives you an increase to your max health by 20 points, which is not really noticeable, and then also an increase to your max energy by 40 points, which again, the max health and energy boosts, they're not really that noticeable because the amounts are so tiny. Like my health is 250 right now. I'm not really going to notice an increase of 20 points. But again, it's very useful. The next one we have is the Tropical Punch. Tropical Punch is made of almost the same ingredients, pineapple, kiwi, banana, and coconut. And this one gives essentially the same stuff, but in place of the max health, it gives you health regeneration, which it gives you 50 points of health over the course of 1 minute. The first two they're very similar. It's just kind of a preference, like what you prefer. And the last one here is called Alien Fruit Jam, which I'm surprised at this one because it's only two ingredients. It takes alien fruit and sugar, which you get from sugarcane. And this one has some cool effects to it, and it's really easy to make. It gives you health regeneration, so 50 points of regen over the course of a minute, which is alright. It gives you run boost, so 30 seconds at 25% increased speed. And it gives you low gravity. Low gravity is really cool. It increases your jump height and decreases your fall speed. So and it does it for I think 2 minutes and 45 seconds. It's a really long time. It's really nice to have. It really makes it easy to explore a planet. It lets you jump really high. You can use your boosting tech in the air more often. Let you cover big mountains and stuff. So it's very useful for that kind of topic. Next up we have, let's see here. Oh yeah, this is for battling. Now for battling, I picked out three different foods here that all have a different role. Now the first one is pizza, and pizza is really cool in this game. It takes 1 wheat, 1 tomato, 1 cooked bacon, and 1 cheese, and that will make you 1 slice of pizza. Okay? Now it takes 5 slices of pizza to make an entire pizza. Now what's really cool about pizza, an entire pizza, is it will heal 720 health over a minute. That is above and beyond, by far, the best regeneration that you can get in the game. That's 12 health per second? Yeah. That's a crazy amount of regeneration for this food. Basically, you eat it for a boss fight and go in. You've got a full minute, and you're not invincible. But if you get hit, just back up for a couple seconds and then go back in. It's by far the best food for just regenerating health, and that's all it does. But it does it really well. The next food I picked out was the fish in a bone, which is just bone boo and cooked fish. And this one gives you health regen for 50 health over a minute, which is all right. But what really makes it important is it gives you the rage effect, which rage effect increases your damage output, and it actually increases it not on just melee but also your guns. And I believe it's about 30%. That's what I was picking up from the melee weapons. Consistent 32% somewhere in there increase to your damage output, and that's really useful for boss battles. So if that's more the route you want to go, you could try that. And it only has two resources, so that's pretty easy to make. And the last one here, you're actually going to see this later as well. The Desert Salsa, which it takes a lot of resources. It takes Automato, kiwi, feather crown, beet seed, and cacti, which that's five ingredients just for one food. But the good thing is they're all completely farmable, like infinitely. You can just keep growing them. So while it is a lot of resources, I think it's definitely worth it, because it gives you 3 minutes of jump boost, which is the most jump boost you can get in the game. That's the longest you can get it. It gives you a really cool effect in thorns. Anything with cactus in it gives you the thorn effect, and what that means is anytime you take damage, the enemy also takes the same damage they gave to you. So that's very useful in fights. It also gives you a increase to your max health by 30 for almost 3 minutes, which, I mean, again, max health is something you're not going to notice that much, especially with these small increments. 30 health is going to be nothing, really, but again, it's there to help. And lastly, it does restore 95 health over a minute, which that's alright, if you notice it. And that will be really good for, this is kind of a mixed bag. It's a defensive style, lets you jump a lot longer. Gives you the Thorns effect, so a defensive type of food. Now if we move on, the very last one here is caving. And caving was a bit of a mixed bag, because really the best thing for caving is jumping and reducing fall damage. So things with like high speed, it really doesn't help that much. So I picked out Bloody Puss, which, believe it or not, that is in fact a food in the game. Aki Lemon Stew, and again the Desert Salsa that we saw on the battling one. The Bloody Puss gives you jump boost for 1 minute, which that's really useful in caves, and the bouncy effect. And I think the bouncy effect gets underrated, and this is the only way to get it through food, but it completely negates all fall damage. Now you kind of bounce around a little bit, and it's kind of hard to control. But, I mean, what kills me most often when I'm caving is when I fall into a huge cavern and I take a ton of fall damage. I either die right there, or I fall and lose all my health and I get hit by one monster and die. So that's a pretty good option. The next one's the Aki Lemon Stew. And this one gives you a 120 health over a minute, but that's very good for regeneration. It gives you the jump boost for 30 seconds, which is alright, and it gives you an increase to your max health by 40. So you won't notice that much, but still helpful nonetheless, and the jump boost is always nice. And the last one is the Desert Salsa again, and that's mainly because of the jump boost. You get 3 minutes of jump boost, and that's just, you can't get it in any other food. On top of that, you get the health. And health is something that's really big in caving, because when you're down there, you're always taking damage. You're taking fall damage, you're jumping into those stupid spikes, you're getting hit by monsters in the dark, you're stepping in poison. So having stuff that's regenerating your health and increasing the amount of health you have is really beneficial, on top of just the jump boost. And then, the Thorns effect is nice on top of it. So when monsters do attack you, it kind of softens them up so you can finish them off a little better. So that's my take on what I think the best foods are in the game. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. I should have more videos on the way.